Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amy, and in my channel I talk about plants and my life and journey with my plants. Today I'm going to do a rare plant haul with you guys. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plants. This is Chinese for 6 plants to show you guys. I just kind of want to define what rare means to me. It's really not like rare in nature. For me, it's basically plants that you can't really buy from like the big box stores like Home Depot, Canadian Tire, Rona, and that are like, to me, like $50 or more. In my mind, automatically, I just classify them as a rare plant. And that changes all the time, right? Like this Raven ZZ used to be a rare plant, but I don't think it is anymore, and you can really find this much more easily now. It's much more accessible. But so these plants that I'm showing you, it's just kind of less accessible to me, but they may be really accessible for other people in other countries or other regions. I don't really actively seek out rare plants, but I am on Instagram a lot, so I am really influenced by what I see on Instagram. So a lot of the trendy plants that I see, I'm really exposed to them, and I feel like maybe that has influenced my buying decision. After a while, I really adore these plants that people are loving and showcasing on their Instagram. Yeah, I have to admit, I'm really influenced by what I see on social media. So the ones that I'm going to show you, I have collected them over the past couple of months. So why don't we just get started? And I hope you like them too. I think they're really, really beautiful and worth the hype. But the first one I want to show you, actually, it's not, you can't really say that it's beautiful because it hasn't really grown into anything. And this is like, I think the first time I've ever purchased a chunk to grow out. One of the reasons why I did that is because I have so many experiences now growing aroids from chunks that I feel really comfortable doing so. So the first one I want to show you is this guy. Can you guys guess what it is? It's a it's a Monstera Adansonii Albo. And when I first got it, it was rooted, and there's like a little tiny nub on the side, but you can see it's almost ready to pop out a leaf. But I guess I kind of purchased it feeling really confident that it will give me variegated leaves, until my friend found out that I bought this, and she told me that quite a few people have bought variegated Adansonii that revert back, and really hard to get them to be variegated again. So I guess my expectations are now very adjusted. If it gives me a variegated leaf, I will be really, really ecstatic. If it doesn't, then I guess I just feel like I will be falling into like the category of like a lot of people's experience with this particular plant. But you know, the stem is really promising. It's very, very, very variegated. Anyway, so this is we'll wait and see, and I will keep you guys updated. But it's been really exciting to see it kind of just immediately adapt to my environment, and working on putting out this new leaf. So the roots really didn't take any beating. I think I felt like it was rooted in water because there was some raw bits I had to remove. But overall, just a really beautiful, healthy stem with roots. Yeah, so I'll let you guys know. The seller told me to just keep it in like room temperature, that it just grows like other regular Monstera Adansonii. But I kind of like to baby my propagation projects a little bit more. So I'm keeping it in the glass cabinet, IKEA cabinet, and on top of so like on the top shelf, and it's sitting on a glass, and right underneath the glass is another light. So it has like minimal warmth to kind of help the root to keep growing. And I have sphagnum moss on the top for the roots to continue to strengthen. And once they kind of keep growing and they reach the soil, I kind of want them to like adapt to a soil life as they grow. And then once everything's like much more established, I think I will remove the sphagnum moss and pop it into my chunky soil mixture. Yeah, that's the plan for this one. So wish me luck. There's that one. The next one I want to show you guys, it wasn't on my radar to find one. So for me, buying plants, I think if I'm buying a Hoya, I will look up the Hoya's name and see what they're capable of, their flowers and what their leaves could look like under different environments. So for Hoyas, I don't really buy it for the specific specimen that's like in the picture. I buy it for its potentials. But for aroids, a lot of the times I will buy it for the specimen. Like if I enjoy the particular way this particular plant looks, like this specimen looks. So anyways, so for this next one that I want to show you, I don't know if that was clear. So for the next one that I want to show you, it wasn't really on my radar, but I guess I was open to if a beautiful specimen becomes available. And then my friend Maya, Prairie Peduncles on Instagram, sent me this deal or no deal someone was doing on their Instagram with this specimen. And it's so gorgeous that I kind of just like, okay, I want to enter the deal or no deal, but there was no way I thought I was gonna win. So I just like placed a bid like a little bit higher than the minimum that she posted she expected. If you don't know what the deal or no deal is, please like ask me in the comment and I'll explain it to you there. Anyway, so but then she reached out to me the next day and I was just really excited to have gotten it. And I'll show you now the plant. It's so gorgeous. This is a philodendron ring of fire. Isn't I don't like, what can I even say? I feel like the leaves they just speak for themselves. They are so beautiful. Yeah, I'm just looking at the screen and feeling my heart just like kind of swell. It's so beautiful. I love it so much. So yeah, and the stem, it's like a little bit coral, which is one of my favorite colors. And the variegation is kind of yellow, and then this one has got some pink to it. Yeah, this plant is just such a work of art. It has some really healthy aerial roots that look really juicy, not like dry aerial roots. So I decided that I'm just going to pop it into my chunky soil mixture, and it's in the same environment as this one too. Like, so not so bright, but quite warm and a little bit more humid than room humidity to help promote more root growth. Before, I think I'm gonna keep it in just room environment. But so gorgeous. I love it. It's so beautiful. All right. So the next one I want to show you, actually I want to just double check if I'm saying the name right. Okay, let me just check. And I'm looking at the person who I got this plant from, which is her Instagram, who is really like the plant mom of our entire YVR community. Her Instagram name is Mom and Plant, and she is one of my favorite plant friends, and really she's like one of my favorite plant fairies. So the next one I'm going to show you would be a philodendron hederaceum variegated. I mean, I feel like this plant is like, if you like it, if you love it, you'll love it. If you don't see the appeal, it's just kind of like, it looks kind of like marble cream potho. I really, really love it. And it's quite hard to find. It's quite expensive. I have inquired about this plant from another seller for a rooted plant and like one leaf maybe, and he quoted me $300 for like that specimen, and that's kind of how much it's going for, I think. But So I reached out to my friend who I know has this, and I was asking her if she has any for sale. And she said she actually just took 2 cuttings and she was about to root them. And she asked me if I want to buy the unrooted cutting for a cheaper price and for like a family and friends discount. So she sold it to me for $70 for the cutting with like 2 leaves. And I was really confident that I was able to root this thing like any other philodendrons, but no. When I went to pick it up from her, she gave me both of the cuttings because the cutting that I paid for, she just took it out and the leaf fell. And so she's like, she's worried that it's not gonna root well for me, so she just gave me the other one just in case. And then on my way home, the other leaf fell from that 2-leaf cutting, so now it was just a stem. And then 1 leaf from the other cutting fell too, so I was left with just this 1 leaf. And the other stem, the aerial root, like those like little tiny bits of aerial root, look really great, so I thought I could probably root this and let it grow. A week into it, I went to check. It has just disintegrated into the sphagnum moss to a point where I couldn't even find it. I was just like searching into the sphagnum moss and I was not able to locate that stem. So then I was just so scared about this one. But I think this one is gonna stick around, guys. Everybody collectively knock on wood for me. There's like a little bit of root growth and this leaf is staying intact, so please, please, please pray for me that it stays. I think it's so gorgeous and I really want to have like a few more of these beautiful leaves. It would make me so happy. But yeah, so now I kind of understand why it's so expensive, because it's just like, it shouldn't be so hard to propagate, but yeah, they are so delicate. Here we go, there's that one. The next one I want to show you is a Hoya. And I received it and I was just shocked out of my mind. I did not think it was gonna be this beautiful. I thought the leaf size, I don't know what it is. I feel like this hasn't happened to me in a long time, but I just misjudge size of plants quite often now, lately. I don't know why. But anyways, I thought the leaves was gonna be about like this size, like dainty little leaves. But when I received them, this particular Hoya, the leaves are much bigger and it's just got like a bigger presence than I expected. I got this Hoya from my friend, hoyapalace.ca. She has quite a few of these plants to sell, but they're all, because it's a rare Hoya, so they're a little bit on the pricier end. And I got this particular specimen because she priced it at a much lower price point because of the ugly leaves. But I don't think they're ugly at all. I think it's a little bit damaged, but it's so beautiful. Anyways, let's just take a look. Look at that plant. It's definitely one of my very favorite Hoyas right now. I did not know this Hoya is this beautiful. So this is a Hoya jokul, and I don't really think it's very well known. I don't see a lot of information about this. I think maybe it's a newer plant. But anyways, it's absolutely stunning, as you can see. I asked her if the silver is stable. She says it's not really for her, but she has seen other people who grow this plant with like lots of silver staying around. So I guess it's just kind of like need to figure it out. Like my Matil Splash is just not maintaining the silver. And one of you guys messaged me to let me know to just keep it by maybe like a windowsill, so it experiences a bigger like temperature difference, and that will help produce more splash. For now, I'm keeping this in the cabinet because it had just moved into my home. I kind of want to baby it a little bit and then see how it grows. If it doesn't produce silver leaves, then I will change up its environment to see if I could play around with different factors to help promote the silver leaves. But anyways, I think it's so stunning. I'm just looking at the time. Am I talking for so long already? Just two more plants to show you guys. The next plant I want to show you I got it from again, another fairy, like plant fairy godmother for me. I asked her if she has a small size of this plant to sell or a chunk to sell, so then I could just, because it's a more expensive plant, so then I just want a smaller one and I could slowly grow it out. A long time ago, I had one for myself, but then back then I wasn't so into it and I was getting so stressed out. Anyways, the next plant I'm going to show you is a Monstera Albo. I used to have 2 huge regular Monsteras. I couldn't keep them because of the thrips. So I was not able to eliminate the thrips from them, and I was living in such a small space that I wasn't able to isolate the Monstera. So it was really like a very stressful situation for me, and they were quite big. So many leaves and kind of like touching everywhere. I eventually just had to give them up. I wasn't able, I tried to save a couple of cuttings, and the cutting I was like keeping all the way away from other plants. They still got thrips. So then I just kind of was like swore myself off from Monsteras for a while and sold the one that I had, the Monstera Albo that I had. I just didn't want to keep it, and but I have since then changed my mind and want to give it a try again. So I asked my plant fairy godmother, Juvie, if she has one for sale, like small size one. And she just like showed me the picture of this plant, and she said I could have it, and in the future, if I ever come across a Hoya polynera brogette, to trade a cutting with her. So if you've seen my last unboxing video, that's why I decided to went ahead with the purchase to buy that polynera brogette, because I want to be able to give one to Tony and give one to Juvie. Anyway, so they're being rooted right now. Anyway, so without further ado, let's look at this plant. So she just gave this to me for a trade that is not guaranteed. So it's just so incredibly generous. And look at this cute little plant. The variegation is, to me, it's perfect. And it's got like a super long area root that she started rooting in water. So then I kind of had to like coil it around in the pot gently to not break it. And there's partial aerial roots still in the air, so I covered it with sphagnum moss. And I'm careful to not have this chunk in the soil because I don't want it to get wet. Well, some people have told me that it's really prone to rot, so I'm gonna keep it like in the air. And there's like a little bit of growth point here. I'm hoping a leaf will pop out. Not too long from now, but still might take maybe a few months before anything happens, especially now that we're going into the colder seasons. But anyways, I think this is so gorgeous. I'm keeping this on a heating mat at the moment. Okay guys, I'm gonna show you my last plant. I'm sweating. The last plant is quite big. It's another Monstera. It's the Monstera Thai constellation. And same thing, like I used to have a smaller size of this plant, and because of my fear of Monsteras and how much thrips love them, I gave up on that one. But I don't know, I just like keep seeing them, and then they kept growing on me, and I decided that I want to have one back again. So for this one, I messaged my friend Calvin from TG Orchids to see if he has any, and he told me he just took some pictures. He was about to list them, so he let me choose which one I wanted. I'm just so lucky, hey? My friend Tamara calls me a brat because people are just so kind to me. Anyway, so this is the Monstera Thai constellation that I was able to get from him. It's really hard to get a good shot because it's so big. So he had maybe 4 that he let me choose, and here, let's just look at them here. And this is the only one that's got like this inner fenestration. Isn't that so pretty? So this leaf is a little bit damaged, but that's okay. This is just so pretty. There's Wolfie watching the show. And then when I first got this plant, which was like, I don't know, maybe 3 weeks ago, it had a little bit of like, the new leaf was kind of just about to poke out, and now it's almost ready to start to unfurl. There we go. Here. Yeah, I love it. It's so gorgeous. And I am keeping this plant and the Monstera Albo away from everybody else. This one I'm keeping like right next to a Raven ZZ, and yeah, I just don't want them to be contaminated by any plants that may have thrips. I feel like the thrips will eventually find their way to them. They're just so attracted to Monsteras, but I'm just gonna try to delay that process as much as possible, and then be on top of using beneficial insects. Just gonna try my best to keep these plants healthy and thrip-free. Anyways, guys, do you like those plants? Which one do you guys like the most? I don't know, I'm just so in love with these plants. They're just so gorgeous. Look at them. Let me know which one's your favorite, and I really hope you enjoyed today's video. I'll see you guys then again. Bye.